Hi everybody, Ben Harvey here from Tackle Depot, breaking down a few different families of baits that you want to bring in your tackle box when you come down here to fish the Bay of Quinte. So, three main categories: spoons, minnow styles, and something a little more aggressive. And then I've got another few little products over here that we'll talk about in a few minutes. So, on a normal day, when the fish are doing what they're doing and everything's going along just well, you want to pick up some kind of spoon bait and you want to tip it with a minnow head or put a full minnow on it, depending who you are. Some really popular ones. This is a Jigger in gold with some orange on it. This is the Swedish Pimple. A lot of the time it's the broken ice color that goes really well with it. Probably one of our number one sellers is the Northland Buckhot. This one has the rattle in it for a little extra noise. And a lot of people will argue over the past 2 or 3 years it has become the Acme Sidewinder. Again, you'll notice a lot of these had orange and a predominant gold body. When things get to be a little bit different and you got to throw something at them and they're acting a little more subtle, you switch over to something like a minnow style bait. So this is a repellent jig and wrap. A lot of the guys will change out the hooks, go with like a really sticky Ultra Point size 6 hook on it, change them out. Jig and wrap, the Freedom Turmac Shad is absolutely incredible. And then this new guy this year is the Acme Hyperglide. What's really neat about him is he has these little wings. So as you're jigging him, the wings deploy and it makes him scoot all around and give him some extra action. Or if he's face to face with a walleye and you just give him a little jig, it'll look like his gills are flaring. So these little wings will pop out and it often triggers that bite on more of a subtle bite. When the fish are really aggressive and you got to get them in and they're chomping on everything, this is where you load up and you go to something like the Repeller Rip and Wrap. Lo and behold, it's gold again. Other great colors in the Rip and Wrap are things like a perch color, gold, silver, depending on what the overcast conditions are. But you can go anything from a 5, 6 or all the way up to a 7 in the Repeller Rip and Wrap, and you can really get those fish to trigger on a bite. You can turn them on, you can get them switched on, you can get them to come into your setup, and then if you want, you can, once the fish are around and they're aggressive, you go back to something like a spoon or a minnow bait. The other neat one this year, for first thing in the morning, Lindy came out with this guy. So same style, a little rattle in them, but you can backload them with a glow stick. So for that early morning bite where, some fishermen believe that early or late bite, you need to add a little color, a little light to it, Lindy's got a new product out here for you. Finally, a couple new takers this year that everybody's starting to work on and play with. This is the new Freedom style, or Freedom bait. I don't know whether we call this a spoon or what we call it, but is it ever neat with the new Japanese eye style, the ability to set what angle you want your bait to fall on. So there's 3 holes here. I don't know if you can really see them, but 1, 2, 3. You can adjust the location to have your bait sit more level or more tipped up. A lot of people will still go and throw a minnow on the back of this just to add things up and make it look a little meatier. But have the guys ever been catching well on this bait? And not very common, but some days it happens. White. If they're not chomping on gold and they're not chomping on perch, don't be afraid to throw a little bit of white at them. The hammer spoon has been another fantastic one. Some guys are leaving the chartreuse bead on the back. I like the orange bead, but again, you get that hammered spoon look with gold and orange, and that has been a good up-and-comer this year. Something that a lot of guys are getting onto. And finally, from Lindy, it's the Wally Talker. There's one other bait I'd like to show you guys. It's the Northland Perch Eyes, but this Wally Talker has also been great for just vertical jigging. It's got lots of noise. You throw some kind of minnow head on it or a full minnow and just jig him through the ice. So I hope that helps everybody out. That's a quick breakdown of 3 families plus a bonus category of new lures and things that you need to have in your tackle box when you come down to fish at the Bay of Quinte.